Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today we're going to take a look at a deck that's been floating around in the deck boards this week and is one of the highest rated ones right now. It's a Seto Kaiba peak performance deck with, looks like it utilizes a lot of high-powered dragons and it has blue eyes and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's just take a look at what's involved here. So the first card we have is Paladin of White Dragon. It's the level 4 ritual monster with 1900 attack, 1200 defense. You can ritual summon this card with White Dragon Ritual at the start of the damage step. If this card attacks a face-down position monster, destroy that face-down monster. You can tribute this card, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck, but Blue Eyes White Dragons cannot attack for the rest of this turn. So really solid ritual card. It's a must-have for a Blue Eyes deck for sure. Next, we have Ancient Dragon, the level 4 dragon, 1400 attack, 1300 defense. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, you can increase this card's level by 1 and attack by 500. So Ancient Dragon's a great card, at least down the stretch. You know, can really spiral out of control for your opponent for sure if you keep on getting open shots and you're able to increase Ancient Dragon's attack. So it's a very useful card. I think it's pretty underrated. Next we have Naturia Strawberry, a level 4 plant, 1600 attack, 1200 defense. Once per turn, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters. This card gains 100 attack times the level of that monster until the end phase. So Naturia Strawberry has a lot of staying power on the field. If your opponent thinks that they're going to be able to destroy it by maybe sending out a pretty strong level 4 monster, tough luck, because that would end up boosting Strawberry's attack from 1600 to 2000. So maybe if you have an 1800 or 1900 attack level 4 monster, nope, ain't going to happen. You're not going to get over Naturia Strawberry. So definitely another really good card to have. The next card we have is Ally of Justice Garrett Hog, and it is a level 4 machine, 1600 attack, 400 defense. If this card battles a light monster, it gains 200 attack during the damage step only. So depending on what you're going up against, this card can be pretty solid as well. No complaints there. Next card we have is Element Valkyrie, a level 4 fairy, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. This monster gets the following effect or effects while there is a monster with the following attribute on the field. Fire, this card gains 500 attack, and water, control of this card cannot switch. So this is a pretty good card as well. If you're gonna have any fire monsters on the field, or if you're going up against an opponent with fire monsters, at least you get a 2000 attack right off the bat there. And the nice thing too about this whole water effect is, I'm just thinking the Jowls of Dark Demise. That's a water type monster that tries to take control of opponents' monsters. So at least what that would do is it would keep Element Valkyrie from getting snatched. So, I mean, just something to think about. Also here, too, we have Element Dragon, the level 4 dragon, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. This monster gets the following effects while there is a monster on the field with the following attributes. This card gains 500 attack when there's a fire-type monster, and when there's a wind-type monster, if this card destroyed your opponent's monster by battle, it can attack once again in a row. So this one has the potential to be a pretty solid card as well. So if you're sitting out there with a wind monster, you destroy it, and then there's no other monsters, well, you get a free play for another 1500 attack at least, whether or not you have a fire-type monster on your field or not. Next is an obvious one. You had the Blue Eyes White Dragon, level 8, 3000 attack, 2500 defense, just an all-around monster. Next we have Dragon Zombie, a level 3 plain vanilla normal monster, 1600 attack, 0 defense. That's a zombie type. And now we're going to get into some of the spell cards that this person has included in the deck. So the first one here is the Mask of the Accursed. It's a prismatic too. It's a super rare spell card. Equip, and what it is the monster equipped with this card cannot attack. The controller of the equipped monster takes 500 points of damage during each of your standby phases. So overall, that helps drain your opponent, and if they have a strong monster on the field, they could keep them from attacking. So overall, it's a really good card. Next, we have Ritual Weapon, another equipped spell card. Equip only to a level 6 or lower ritual monster. It gains 1500 attack and defense. So, the play here that you can make is Paladin of White Dragon. It's only a level 4 ritual, so you attach Ritual Weapon to it, and oh my gosh, this thing gets really strong. So that's a really good combo play. Highly recommend getting that card if you can, or if you're going to be running a copy of Paladin of White Dragon. Just an unbelievable card. Next, you have your standard Banner of Courage, the continuous spell card where all monsters you control gain 200 attack during your battle phase only. They have a D-spell here, so you select one spell card on the field and destroy it. If the selected card is set, pick up and see the card. If it's a spell card, it is destroyed. If it's a trap card, return it to its original position. Then you have White Dragon Ritual, and you know what that does. That gets Paladin of White Dragon out there. Then there's a copy of Restructor Revolution, where you inflict 200 points of damage to your opponent's life points for each card in your opponent's hand. Now on to the traps. There's a Magic Jammer. When a spell card is activated, discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then you have a copy of Reinforcements. You target one face-up monster and gains 500 attack until the end phase. Then you have Cry Havoc, a rare continuous trap card where you can remove from play one monster from your graveyard to normal summon or set one normal monster from your hand. You can only activate this effect during your main phase. So, yeah, it's a pretty good way to keep things refreshed. Then we have Secrets of the Gallant. Select one normal monster you control. When the selected monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent this turn, your opponent discards 2 random cards. So, in this specific deck here, you don't see a lot of normal monsters aside from Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dragon Zombie. But if you tweak this deck around and you add, I guess, a higher ratio of normal monsters to help out with this deck, I could see Secrets of the Gallant and Cry Havoc as 2 very, very crucial cards that can help you out and just really meddle with your opponent big time. So overall, this deck should give you some pretty good ideas of building a peak performance deck for Kaiba. Overall, this is a really solid deck. I could see why it was rated so high. This deck was designated for beginners, so hopefully there's a lot of cards that you're able to acquire out of this or add your own spin to it. Hopefully this gives you better guidance just to, if you're wanting to do a Seto Kaiba peak performance type deck. These should give you some good ideas as to what to use. So I'd like to see how successful your decks are coming along for those of you who built similar decks, who I'm sure are much more effective and much more viable within a PvP environment. But let me know what kind of decks you're building and how those are coming along. Take a screenshot or something, send it out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd be happy to bring it up in a future podcast episode as well. So thanks again for tuning in. That's it for today's episode, and we'll see you next time. Take care.